Hello, dear students. I am Samir Velankar. I welcome all of you to this another video on linked list data structure. Just in the previous video, we were solving some gate questions and some practice questions. So let's resume with this. We have a question now as follows. It's just a practice question. We have a function given below which takes a singly linked list of integer values as a parameter. And what the function does is it rearranges those values of the linked lists, rearranges the elements of the list, and we assume that it is given in the question that the linked list is storing 1 to 7. So I have shown the linked list. The linked list is storing values from 1 to 7 in various nodes. And as you observe, 7 is the last node, so its next is null. The pointer next is null. And I've assumed that there is a pointer called temp which points to the heading of the list, the first node of the list. I got this because the rearrange function over here, the heading of the function has a temp parameter. So temp is a pointer, and I assume that temp points to the first node of the list. Also in the question, it is given that node structure contains two members, value, like value is 1, 2, 3, 4, and next pointer which always points to next node. Okay, let's go through the function. We know that temp points to 1, the very first node. Inside the function, there are two pointers p and q which can point to any node. And there is a local integer variable t declared. Now have a look at the if which I am marking. This function will end, that is return. Return means end the function, isn't it? If any of these two conditions are true, because or is written. Now the condition is if not temp. What if not temp means is, I'll write it here. This condition is written as given is if not temp. I'm just rewriting the condition, or not temp arrow next. Yes, this is the condition given, isn't it? Now what do you mean by if not temp? This is same as writing if temp is null. I mean, you can read this as if temp is not valid. Not temp means if temp is not valid. Not valid means if temp is null. Now it's time to tell you that actually this null is a reserved word, I said, but null is actually hash defined constant, and null has a value 0. I repeat, null is a constant actually, hash defined constant, and null actually is 0. So you watch that. Suppose if temp is 0, assume that temp is null, that is 0, isn't it? Then if not temp, this condition that we have written, assume for some time that temp is 0, then not of 0 will be true, isn't it? Not of 0 will be true. It is read as, and 0 means null. 0 means null. So it is read as if temp is null, then make the condition true, isn't it? Because null means 0, 0 means false, and what is not of false? Not of false is true. Come again. If not temp actually means we are checking if temp is null. All right. So then how will you read the second condition? Now what's the second condition given here? The second condition given is if not temp arrow next. If not temp arrow next means or temp arrow next is null. Is it null? We are checking. If temp arrow next is null, then this will be true. If temp is null, then this will be true. So the if statement will be true if either temp is null or temp arrow next is null. I hope you got this. Okay, so now you tell me how do you read, how will you read this if every time? Because we are going to go through this if several times through the execution. You will read the if as, you will read this if temp is equal to null or temp arrow next is equal to null, then return. And you see none of the conditions are true because temp equal to null is false. Temp is pointing to 1 and temp arrow next, check the next is pointing to 2. So neither temp is null nor temp arrow next is null. So return will not run and we will reach the next line of the function, which is p equal to temp. Now what is this p equal to temp? P equal to temp means p should point wherever temp points. So p will point, check the picture, p will point to 1 because temp is pointing to 1. And the next line says q equal to temp arrow next. Observe the next line. Q equal to temp arrow next means q should point wherever temp arrow next points. But observe that temp arrow next, see the cursor, temp arrow next is pointing to 2. That means q will point to 2. So two pointers p and q are positioned in such a way that p is predecessor, p is at previous node and q is at next node. Q is at 2 whereas p is at 1. Now the entire work is done by this while loop. And while will continue as long as q is not null. If q is not null, only then while will continue. And very well you see q is not null because q is pointing to 2. So let's go inside the while. We know that t is a temporary integer. Check that. T is an integer variable, isn't it? So t becomes equal to p arrow value. So t becomes equal to 1 because p arrow value is 1. The next line says p arrow value should become equal to q arrow value. So this is p arrow value, isn't it? Which I am striking out. P arrow value should become equal to q arrow value, but q arrow value is 2. So the node 1, which was storing 1, will now store 2. 1 is overwritten with 2. And the next line, which I am underlining here, is q arrow value equal to t. Now notice t is 1. So q arrow value, this value is going to become 1. Okay, that means we have swapped first and second nodes. Values of first and second nodes have got swapped. Now what? Next line which I am underlining here in the program is p is equal to q arrow next. Just check p will point wherever q arrow next points, but q arrow next points to 3. Yes, q arrow next points to 3. So p will point to 3. Observe that means p now becomes equal to q arrow next means p will discontinue to point to first node, but we will have p pointing at 3, isn't it? Now the next line. We are now checking, is p not equal to null? Observe p has been moved to a new node, isn't it? P was at first node and p has been now traversed to third node. So we ask, is p not equal to null? P is not null because observe p is pointing at 3, so p is not null. Then the line q is equal to p arrow next runs. So this is q will point wherever p arrow next points. Note that p arrow next points at 4. So q will point wherever p arrow next points means q will point at 4. I hope you are understanding. So q will discontinue to point to the second node, but now q will point wherever p arrow next points and p arrow next points to 4. So q will point at 4. Obviously else will not run in the if because if was true, so else won't run and we will go back to while. Now you know now what happens, isn't it? We can't afford to run this again and again. But you know that 3 and 4 will get swapped, isn't it? Just check it. If you're not getting it, you can run it line by line, but 3 and 4 are getting swapped, isn't it? And what will then happen? Yes, that P will point to 5 next to next node and Q will point to 6 next to next node. I hope you're understanding. That's what is the adjustment done, isn't it? P points wherever Q arrow next points. So P points at phi and Q points, first of all, P points at phi. Oh, I'm so sorry. P points at phi because P equal to Q arrow next is written. And then Q points wherever P arrow next points. So Q points to 6. Okay. And then what happens? We go back to while and 5 and 6 are swapped, isn't it? Okay. Now let's see after the 5 and 6 get swapped, what happens? You know that this much, these three statements I am marking now. Wait a minute. Just check that these three statements were about swap, isn't it? Now, after swapping 5 and 6, the next line is P becomes Q arrow next. P becomes Q arrow next means P will point wherever Q arrow next points, that is 7. Okay. So P will point at 7. Check that. P points at 7. Here comes the big point now. After P points to Q arrow next, after this line, we are checking is P not equal to null? Yeah, that's true. P is not equal to null, isn't it? P is pointing at 7. P is not null. Then we will execute Q is equal to P arrow next. So Q will point wherever P arrow next points. But notice P arrow next is literally null. So Q becomes P arrow next means the pointer Q will now literally become null. I hope you are understanding. Q is a pointer and Q becomes null. So what happens when we go back to the while? When we go back to the while, we are asking, can we repeat? We can repeat only if Q is not equal to null. But Q is null now. So the loop breaks and the function ends. So what will be, they are asking what will be the contents of the list after the function. Contents of the list will be 2143657. B is the correct option. I hope you got it. You know why I constructed these practice questions? Because by reading these codes again and repeatedly, we will now understand the pointer conventions. We will understand manipulation of the linked list. So instead of making a separate video on some operation to be done like this, what kind of operation was this, by the way? In this code, what did you see? If somebody gives you a linked list and tells that swap or exchange consecutive elements, so exchange first element with second element, second with third, third with fourth, and if the last element does not have a companion, then leave it as it is. Leave it as it is, isn't it? So this is swapping consecutive elements of the list. So indirectly, instead of making a separate video for this operation, I thought that I can discuss practice question and ask you as if it was asked in GATE, isn't it? Anyway, let's check the next question now. It was asked in GATE 2002. Oh, nice, very small question. The question is, in the worst case, the number of comparisons needed to search a singly linked list of length n for a given element is. Now you know this, I'm sure. Just imagine that we have got some nodes. We have got some nodes. It's a singly linked list, and the number of nodes are n. There are n nodes. Now you know each node stores some value. Imagine some value, okay? And we have a pointer like first or head pointing to the very first node. Now suppose somebody asks us to search some value in this list. Let's say some value x. The question is search value x in the list. Then our searching process will start always from the first node, isn't it? Because that's the only node we know. We don't know any other node. And we will ask this person, are you storing x? What if that person says, no, I am not storing x? Then you will traverse to the next node, isn't it? By using some additional pointer like temp pointer. So temp will begin from the first node, and if temp arrow data is not x, then you will advance temp to the next node. And what if that is also not storing X? Then you will advance temp to the next node, next node. If no one is storing X, if none of these values are storing X, then we will fall down to null. Temp will become null. And when temp becomes null, the search stops saying failure. Failure means it was not able to search X because X was not available in the list. Such things are called worst case. What can be worst when you are searching something? Imagine real life situation. You are searching something. What can be the worst? You don't get it. I mean, you have spent whole lot of time in searching that, and finally you know that that thing which you are searching does not exist. So you tell me, how many comparisons did you do? In the worst case, you did n comparisons. One comparison was done at each node, and you went to next node, did a comparison. Next node, you did a comparison, and there were n such nodes. So you did n comparisons. So D is the correct option, isn't it? Don't even care to see remaining options. It is ultimately known that linked list is a sequential data structure. In a sequential data structure, you will search the value sequentially till the end. And if there are n nodes, there will be n comparisons. Thank you very much.